Let's have fun with it.
Uh-oh, stepped up on the scene. Casting that.
Yeah. Hey, Cap. What's wrong with these niggas, man? First off, no need to go back and forth with the scriptures, cause every time you niggas talk, y'all just proving you wicked. Really? See, the UPK name was mentioned by some Israelite group who called a leader a bishop. Really? And what I'm stating is all facts, you lost that. UPK, that's them hard cats. Cross that, said the shield of David was Molech. Stop that, hope you told Esau that when you got your cop badge. Hypocrites, that's that shit we don't like. Fraud niggas, that's that shit we don't like. Come on, man, you Tom Clancy niggas cause division. Bunch of wicked ass niggas in your spirit bear witness. That's what's wrong with you boys, let a man check you. Foot on they neck, applying all this damn pressure. No regard for the black lives the clan gathered. That's the shows how you feel about your ancestors. If you really in these streets, where your teachings at? If you really men of war, where your Mitri at? Brotherhood and loyalty, is you teaching that? Pharisees and heresies, you teaching that? When it comes to a check, you niggas turn into Judas. How you speak against the beast, then go join with they movement? You can't lock a brother up cause he don't know what the truth is. Talking about building a nation, you helping us lose it. See, now y'all niggas see why we don't link up with no squad. The more you niggas teach is the reason you show why. The day you left us was the day that your soul died. The Lord named Yahweh, why you calling him Anya? It ain't come from the prophets, then you know that it's all lies. The general held on, nigga, he never jumped sides. And y'all see everything we do for the 12 tribes. We see the shit you niggas do when doves cry. Y'all hated rank, now y'all copy our style. Shit, we heard about your video, seen it and smile. Now it's time to set the record straight. We coming for Nate, dog, let's regulate. Motherfucker, we hit him up.
War, why you suckers is fellowshipping? Fucking Christians, why would you ever consider dissing? Nigga, listen, you don't never last in our division. That UPK warhead launching is never missing. Officer down, I'ma start to offer you clowns. Are you talking tough in your church offering gown? Y'all just a cheap imitation. These niggas hating, wanna be us so bad as humiliating. Making diss tracks using indirect statements. I.U.I.C.P.D. on location, lying to their faces, lying in your convo, putting cases on everybody, Nate like Alonzo. UPK the big dog, rest of y'all just pups. We about to separate purebred from mutts. Y'all days is up, y'all gay as fuck. You say you got the truth, but the truth is you suck. Y'all should stick to lying, cause rapping ain't where you wanna go. You took your shot, got blocked, not today like Matumbo. Holding came with Columbo, UPK do a jumbo. Can't beat us with the scriptures, rapping not in the rumble. Y'all second class, y'all wouldn't last in the jungle. You dealing with the predators, wearing purpley regular. I.U.I.C. so peeved, they irrelevant. Your track so corny, I'm doing this for the hell of it. Just to be clear, I don't give a fuck like I'm celibate. Got your bitches singing Chief Keef, y'all so delicate. Then you try to pick up a mic, that ain't intelligent. If you talking numbers, you ain't fucking with us, they either. Cause every one of ours were 3 or 4 of you divas. You hard as a Justin Bieber, we hot as a fucking fever. You should join the trooper program, you starving for a leader. UPK will make y'all men, we do a lot of charity, so we'll take y'all in. Show you how to be a soldier, and to keep them hoes in their place. But to be honest, I'd rather punch them dead in their face. Kinda curious what color red and purple make now. Is that your camp or your girl camp? You stepping in the ring with the world champs. None of them punches was even landing. I.U.I.C. get slapped, open-handed. Whole squad must be gay to follow a faggot. When we saw your weakness, know we had to attack it. Cross that line, now you suckers gon' learn a lesson. I ain't taking shit from no pussies in purple dresses.
Warlord in the building! I kill these motherfucking niggas and I kill them!
You stepping in the ring with the world champs. None of them punches was even landing. I.U.I.C. get slapped, open-handed. Whole squad must be gay to follow a faggot. When we saw your weakness, know we had to attack it. Cross that line, now you suckers gon' learn a lesson. I ain't taking shit from no pussies in purple dresses, purple blouses. I know them bitches running your houses. I see you worship women, I know who wearing the trousers. Really, I prefer that we take it straight to the warfare. What we doing here? Folding y'all like a lawn chair. It's the wrong year. Betting y'all get the point clear. Squad too soft to beef with true bosses. You can thank the general sending you all these losses. Then you go to Ghana, so far from Americana, so you can get them little boys naked in their cabana. I see what Purple Rain and Bambada they got in common. They ever touch my kids, I'ma bury them, never find them. Next time, better watch your mouth and watch your rhyming. Never mention general, direct or subliminal. You gon' need more than them cops to come defending you. Better get the FBI, the military, GMS on PMS, polite SETI. The whole conscious community come together in unity. Still won't be enough in between to protect you from me. Now, is we finished or we done? One West where I'm from, when you see us better run. I ain't put my all in this verse, I'm having fun. And what make it even worse for you cowards, it just begun. Fuck it, I can do this shit forever. Purple started raining, I'm coming with an umbrella. I'm coming with a vendetta, we go to war like whatever. I.U.I.C.
We live. All right. Let's clap it up. Damn right. Shalom, Israel, shalom. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Barakathum to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bahashem, Yahweh Shai to the sisters. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yahanna. We are not affiliated with no other Israelite group or Christian organization. I repeat, the I.S.U.P.K. under commanding General Yahanna is not affiliated with no other Israelite group or Christian organization. That's right. We teach the truth according to the Bible, and that's that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are God's chosen people, the true Jews, the bloodline descendants of the Israelites all throughout the Bible, and that our oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. Right. If you're just tuning in, make sure you like and share that stream. You understand? If you're tuning in, it takes nothing from you to hit that thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Share the stream. You understand? Because there are people who would seek to destroy the truth. There would be people, you understand, to see the things that the Lord has established to fall. You understand? There's many adversaries to the truth. And a lot of people think in their minds, why doesn't the Israelite community have unity? How come the I.S.U.P.K. and the IUIC and all the other groups, how come they just don't join together? You don't understand life. You don't understand warfare, nor do you understand the God of the Bible. The God of the Bible is a man of war. You understand? That's what it says in Exodus 15:3. The God of the Bible is a man of war. And if you can understand that about God first, you can understand what he expects from the people that follow him, from his people. You understand? If you could, somebody give me Exodus 15:3. I'm Priest and Officer Kazaka Ahmad, holding it down for Captain Mashak Mayim, who should be here shortly. If you're just tuning in, make sure you like and share that stream, man. Like, share the stream. Share it to all your Christian family members. Share it to all, and anybody that told you Merry Christmas. What's the holiday that just passed? Not Father's Day. What's one of the big ones that just passed? Juneteenth. Anybody that told you Happy Juneteenth or Happy Memorial Day? Anybody that wished you a Merry Christmas? Anybody that wished you a happy birthday? When they know you don't celebrate these things, you should send them to class. Once again, the Lord is a man of war. Right. You don't understand that when people tell you happy birthday after you told them you don't celebrate birthdays, that's war. Because you're not war-minded, you don't look at it like that. You just look at it as, oh, they meant well. You understand? It's no big deal. You know, they know I'll celebrate it, but, you know, it's still a thought. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. And that's how you get destroyed. If somebody said, I don't smoke crack no more, and then somebody came with a couple of rocks and said, hey, you want some? Is that not an act of war? Like, nigga, you could kill me. You know that, right? Do you know you are offering me something that could make me slip and die? I could die from what you're offering me. You should look at it like that. When people tell you happy birthday and you told them you don't celebrate it, you should look at it like that. People tell you Merry Christmas and Happy Father's Day and try to offer you pork and try to get you to fall back into the world, into the ways of old. They try to revive back a person that you spent so much time and dedication putting to death. Right. I don't know about you. It took me a long time to put this old man to death. I don't need anybody now trying to revive him. And I take a great offense to anybody who tries to bring him out. You understand? To try to bring back the old person. I miss the old you when you was getting high. And I never liked you, nigga. You understand? You missed the old me, and I never liked you. The new me and the old me never liked you. You know, and I see why. Yes, because you're a disloyal bastard. who doesn't give a damn about me, because if you did, you wouldn't try to get me now to fall back into ruin. You have to look at these things as an act of war. Read what you got, brother.
Come. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 3. The Lord is a man of war.
The Bible says the Lord is a man of war. Here's what you don't realize. Everything that you thought you knew about the God of the Bible is wrong. Everything. You thought that God loves everybody. And then, lo and behold, we go into the Bible and find out that God doesn't love everybody. You thought that God and Jesus were the same. And then you go into the Bible and find out that God is over Jesus, is over Christ. You understand? Christ was a man born just like all men, from his mother and father having sex. You thought that God sent Christ to die for everybody, when he sent Christ to die for the children of Israel. You think the Lord is hugs and kisses. You think the Most High is a goddamn genie that you can summon whenever you need something and however you want it. That's not the God of the Bible. The God of the Bible is a man of war. You understand? He expects all his children to go to war for the things that are right. You understand? Well, they say anything that's worth having, you have to fight for it. And this kingdom comes not with observation, but it comes through warfare. I know y'all want us to join the purple sodomites and everybody else, and you want us to have all type of Hebrew unity. That's gay. You understand? The only way we could ever join them, you understand, it would be us compromising.
Right.
That's the only way we'll join. And I'm pretty sure if you ask them, they would feel the same way. In order for us to join, compromise would have to exist. That's why when you go and look at nations, when they have peace treaties, what usually happens when they make these negotiations and these peace treaties, when they sign them? They sit at this table, these leaders of the nations, and what do? Negotiate. They come to terms. Okay, so what are your terms? Well, we want this part of the land. Well, what are your terms? Well, we want you to get rid of all your nuclear weapons. Negotiating, compromising has to take place in order for there to be unity.
Right.
You understand? And that's not real unity. Real unity is we go to war and whoever wins rules.
Right.
And you do what the winner says. Go ahead, Shapak.
Like Christianity was the Romans compromising.
That's exactly what it was. The religion of Christianity is the literal compromising of Roman paganism and the culture of the Israelites found in the Bible. They're two separate things, but Constantine knew it was profitable now to take some of this and bring it together to appease everybody. And that's why you believe Christmas is celebrating the birth of Christ, when Christmas predates Christ. That's why you believe Easter is the resurrection of Christ, when that predates Christ. That's why you believe Valentine's Day, it's about Saint Valentine. It's why you believe all the holidays we celebrate now are biblical when they're not. You understand? All oppressors the devil, and that word means deceiver, and he has deceived us into believing his bastard culture. You understand? That's the problem. You understand? You ready, sir? Yeah. With that, clap it up.
You ready?
No, I'm too loud, sir.
You sure? If you ain't ready, I'm gonna wait till now.
I'm ready for your time.
If you ain't ready, I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I mean, if you want a few more minutes.
Nah, you too loud.
You know, like I count last scripture. So I can get two more. You know what I mean?
So that's optional?
Huh? What's that?
That's optional? I can ask for more scriptures.
You done did it before. You done did it before. You just probably didn't verbalize it. But a nigga surely kept going.
Right.
A nigga surely just, hey, last scripture. And that was 15 minutes ago.
Right.
And you, every time you call a new scripture, you like this. Looking back to see if a nigga see it. A nigga saw you. But how am I gonna punish you when I did the same thing? Yeah, man, that's what we all did.
Right.
Stay with me for a little bit. All right, so where we at? Any topics?
No. So just talk, like if I'm just saying, for everybody talking about why there's no unity in the Israelite community.
Oh boy, whoever asking us is from the 90s. That nigga rap like Cool Modi.
You're right, come.
There ain't no unity in the Israelite community.
Nah, I'm saying just that's not reality. The reality is warfare has to take place, and there has to be a winner, and there has to be a loser.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the Lord was never about unity.
Right.
The Lord is about ruling.
Right.
He didn't tell Adam, go make friends with everybody else.
Okay.
He told Adam, have dominion over everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? He didn't tell Adam, well, go hire your cousin and make peace with, your next door neighbor. And he didn't tell Adam do none of that. He told Adam, go have dominion, meaning stay separate. Like you can't have dominion and be, unity. Right? Jeff Bezos, he own Amazon, right? Is he on the board?
No.
Exactly. What you talking about? He's not on the board. Right. The board is totally separate people that are running the company, but he has dominion over the company, right? So, of course, to a certain degree with the board and the voting and the shareholders and all that bullshit. Right. But to have dominion, you cannot be common. You can't be, together with everybody. Right. You know what I mean? You have to be separate. You get the point? You have to be separate. You're going to work separately. And that's how you get to rule over everybody else. Right. So now Israelite groups think we should have unity with them, but one precept.
How can two walk together?
Give it to me. Come on.
Okay, sir.
All right. Because grab me that mug. Just the mug alone, because I have some water up here.
Okay, sir. Amos chapter 3, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Right. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Right? One second. Right. Say it again.
Amos chapter 3, verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Mm-hmm. Any more?
Will a lion roar in the forest when he hath no prey? Will a young lion cry out of his den if he have taken nothing? Can a bird fall in a snare upon the earth when no gin is for him? Shall one take up a snare?
No, I think all we needed is that first one, right? Can two walk together unless they be agreed? Right? Meaning what? How are we going to have unity? We're going to first have to agree on the same things. Right. We're going to first have to agree that Adam was not the only man on the earth at the time. He was not the first. Right. We're going to have to agree, of course, that Christ is black. We're going to have to agree, of course, that, give me something else.
You're not allowed to rape women.
You're not allowed to rape. Well, I was kind of build up to that. I was trying to call out the things that they would disagree with the church for. Right. You understand? Like the reason we don't have unity or fellowship with fake Israelite groups is the same reason fake Israelite groups don't have unity or fellowship with your Christian church. That's right. Because they look at those pastors and preachers and Christians as Christian and they're not Israelites or they're not believers or whatever else. Right. So I'm calling the things that we believe in, right? And they'll say, yeah, the Christians don't believe in that. So the Christians don't believe in that Joseph had sex with Mary. They believe in Immaculate Conception. Muslims believe that too, right? We don't believe that. Great. So you see, yeah, we're the same. But we also believe you can't rape women. You can't rape your wife, right? We also believe that a man can have as much women as he have blood in his nether regions to handle. As long as that blood is down there and moving around, he could have as much women as he wants. Right. Stack them up high to the ceiling, stack them lengthways across the highway. Whatever you want to do, you could have as much women as the hell you want. Right. Now see there, brother, see that's that nigga shit we talking about. So of course we can't have no unity with you. Right. There's no unity with you there. We don't believe. Do me a favor, that mat, slide it over there, where they usually be, all right? It's going to jam me up on the chair. Turn it the other way. No, just turn it the other way, yeah. That's where it should really be. They just step in, they just could step across. Don't even worry about the steps on the ground. I know it's wet outside, all right? Some of them believe that from the time a young girl starts to bleed, it's tawab. You good? Oh, yeah, go ahead, please, quickly. Some of them believe that from the time a young girl starts to bleed, it's tawab to have sex with her, right? Which is marry. Sex is marriage in the Bible. It's tawab to have sex with her. You don't mind if I slide this back a little bit? Would it affect the lights? All right. Some of them believe that, right? Some of them believe that the Bible says it's okay, you know, to have sex with a girl once she's on her flower, because of course to the heathen that signifies womanhood. Right. That's the beginning of womanhood. It's she ain't get through the hood yet, nigga. Right. She ain't get it through yet. She ain't a woman yet. She's beginning to be a woman. Right. Just like a young boy, it's like saying from the time his voice cracked and he, you know, he start having the voice break, he having them nightly missions, right. And he have one speck of hair coming out his chin. Right. Now he could go get a slavery and take a mortgage and go have children. It's like saying the same thing. Right. He's not a man yet, but he is beginning manhood, right? But now you won't agree with that because you want to have sex with young girls. I know you're just going to be like polite pleading into 4 years in some, I don't know, was that a federal charge? I don't know what the hell that is. Tazaria read some of the charges to me, brother. It's wicked, indecent, masturbation, a minor 16-year-old touching, molestation. Brother, the way how he saw word that shit, brother. I don't think he going to last a year in wherever he going. Because, damn, he ain't going to be able to do all this. All that shit he be doing, he ain't going to be able to drive the Starship Enterprise in prison. That's what the hell he be looking like he doing. Right. And that's what they believe. You know what I mean? They are going to believe many other things that we do not believe. Right. You get the point? So there's no way we can be together in any kind of unity. Right. We can't be one. And the Lord never wanted one. The Lord, however, wanted you to follow one at all times. In the beginning, everybody should have followed Adam. They didn't. Then after Adam, who was the next major patriarch? Go ahead. Noah. He wanted everybody to follow Noah. What happened with that? Did they have unity? No, they didn't. You get the point? The Lord always wants you to follow one. He always chooses one. He always separates for himself one. And there's no unity. There's the whole concept of unity. It's an American concept. If you united, if you want to unite something, then you're really into politics and democracy. That's the whole thing about unity, right? There's the Republic. Don't take this as a bad example, or don't take it the wrong way. But not the Democrat. Is the Republic of China? Are they a republic? The Republic of China. You ever hear them talk any shit about unity? No. It's follow who that nigga is on that podium, the highest podium there. Right. Whoever the military salute, follow him. Right. Do whatever the hell he say to do, and that's that. Mm-hmm. In a house with a father and a mother and children, is we talking about unity, or is just what did your father say? Right. That's this nation. Right? And we can't agree because, as far as I'm concerned, what did Commander General Yahanna say? Right. But you don't agree with anything he says. You don't even care that he's saying anything. You don't believe he's the one. Right. Nigga, then what the hell we unifying for? Right. We can't unify on nothing. We can't unify to do not a goddamn thing. I want domination. That's right. I want absolute domination, and I'm following that one who is in charge. That one who has dominion. That's who I follow. That's who orders I take. That's who I say can the one can to. And that's always biblical. There's so many examples of that in the Bible. Right. If you're into unity, you are an American. Right. You're an absolute American. Because do you need to bring the camera closer in? Please.
And also, there's a couple comments online, a question in specific.
Mm-hmm.
There's a brother from... His name is Jakal Hooker. He says, how do I join the ISUPK? I'm 21, indigenous American Negro from Rocky Mountain, North Carolina. Okay, you're going to get the number to the North Carolina school.
You have it? Just type it in. The brother gonna type the number into the chat for you for the North Carolina school. What you want to do is call that number, and they're gonna put you through. All right, they're gonna absolutely put you through to whichever is the closest school to you. If you're in Rocky Mountain, North Carolina. All right. First, they're gonna check your pedigree, of course, because you're on the internet. You understand? Nobody can see you. You could be a white girl from Russia. As far as we know, you know what I mean? So they're going to check your pedigree, who your father is matters. And then, of course, you can definitely, once they let you know where the school is at, you make your way down to the school, to the location, and they'll let you know if you're in, where he said again?
Rocky Mountain, North Carolina.
Rocky Mountain, North Carolina. If it's that, if you're down there, if there's where you at, then definitely you call that number, Rocky Mountain, North Carolina. Also, if you're in the if you're online on Facebook or the YouTube or whatever else we're on, Twitter, whatever city and state you're in, just say it so we'll let you know what the number to call for that city or state. All right, we'll let you know what number to call. We'll let you know how the address of the school, where you could go right now. There's classes going on right now. 7 to 9 p.m. in whichever time zone you're in, right? It'll be 7 to 9 p.m. usually every day of the week. That's when the classes usually take place. So just what you want to do is for sure call and find out where, all right?
There's also another question online. It's from Dude, I Ain't Tripping.
What's this one here?
TikTok.
Okay, does it normally be sideways? Okay.
Won't fit straight up like
Use the other phone. Yeah, somebody help him out with that, please. If you're going to do it right, or else don't do it at all, all right? Go ahead. I don't believe that TikTok turned sideways, as far as I understand. You understand what I'm saying? So you always do things. That's another thing in the UPK, which is why we can't unite with nobody else. Everybody want to goddamn evolve and be the truth 2.0 and version 5 and some brand new something. In here, you do exactly what the hell the man before you did.
Right.
That's all we doing. We doing exactly how things were. You come in here and there's, the brothers on the right of the podium and sisters sit on the left. That's what's going to happen in 3055 and Christ ain't back yet. Nothing ever is going to change. But of course, with you fake Israelites and you unity hoes, and you where's the other thing that's always called? The unity camp and the Hebrew Summit hoes. And what's the other thing? They have a word for it, Mashara or something like that. The Yasha Marala or some shit like that, right? You yo-yos up in there, brother. Y'all change your name several goddamn times. Some of y'all be naming yourself. You'll unify with anything with tassels on. You don't have a standard. That's really what it is. You don't have a standard because you don't have somebody who is one person who's in charge, who you get behind. You vote and you feel what you could do. You're an American. That's what you are. You're a patriot. All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna say they changed ranking order to elders now. Your elders should have ranking man now.
Right. You know what I mean? They fully don't understand the whole thing. Hold on one second. Shalom, sir. You have a
again. Amos chapter 3, verse 3. You understand? If you just tuning in, make sure you hit that thumbs up, like the stream, share the stream. It takes nothing from you to like and share the stream. You understand?
To what? All right. Any more questions or anything else? Go ahead, brother.
I want to get the official UPK stance on, because I heard it the other day within the unconscious community. And they was talking about the 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 23.
Okay.
When the children they mocked. When they was talking about the bald head.
They mocked Elijah.
And the bear attacked.
Oh man, that's a beautiful scripture.
They look at that as being Sloppy, if I may, they look at that as being so horrific. It's like, why would your God do that? Why would he do something like that? You know, like they don't understand where the Most High is coming from. If I could just get it, UPK stand, sir.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, okay. So, okay, what are they saying? Are they saying that because the bear attacked kids, it's a problem?
They say that your God is the most wicked God. Why would he allow a bear to attack kids, innocent kids that just simply mocked, you know, a prophet, and they had to get killed for it? That's what they were saying. They not
okay. They're saying why it had to happen. That's why we can't come together, nigga. That's why we can't come together with you if you can't control your badass kids. You get the point? And badass kids you can't control your badass kids. And the same kids that want to throw stones at everybody, the same kids that be bullying everybody in the damn girls' bathroom and knocking your children head on the damn sink, them same goddamn kids that you would unalive if they did it to one of yours. Right. You mad now because the Lord disciplined some of them. That's why we can't get together with you. We can't unify. But however, in the kingdom of, the Lord, when Christ returns, you will obey the orders, though. You will follow the orders. The orders will be enforced. Right. So just get the scripture for me, all right? You might have to skip up. I believe they was mocking him a little bit before, too. You have it? Is it Kings? It's with Elijah, right? I believe it's Elijah. What they say, look up, go up, bald head. Go up, bald head.
It's 2 Kings 2 and 23.
All right.
2 Kings chapter 2, verse 23. And he went up from thence unto Bethel. And as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city and mocked him and said unto him, go up, thou bald head. Go up, thou bald head.
Go ahead.
And he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of the Lord. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood and tear 42 children of them.
How much children?
40.
And 2
children of them.
So it was 42 kids up there being badass little kids. Right. Half of you all want all these Negroes in the street today to die. Yeah. Would run around with the drill. You can't stand the drill. Yeah. This, that, the other. Lock them up. This, that, the other. Your children come home and tell you something. You ready to murder everybody. Unalive everybody. Salakia. But the 42 kids with this priest and prophet of the Lord, Elijah was, okay, first thing you gotta, and once again, this is why we can't come together. The priests and prophets of the Lord were men who were in charge of zones, in charge of schools, in charge of areas, and were extremely prominent. Extremely prominent. So, and of course, now this brother is a little bit older in his age, starting to bald. Now, this is for a man, that balding thing, of course, to mock somebody like that, that's you're bringing shame. And it's like these kids is dishonorable kids because their parents is absolutely dishonorable, right? This is not the law that's cruel. That's why these she-bears came. These she-bears came because you as the parent is cruel. Right. You would not give your child what the child deserves, which is being raised up. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Verse 25. And he went from thence.
Do me a favor, you could clip this fan back, son. Let's pull it twice on the outside, yeah.
And from thence he returned to Samaria.
Right? So now these kids came out of nowhere and started saying, go up, bald head, trying to shame him for being bald, for having a bald spot. Don't think he totally fully bald. Who knows how bald, what degree of baldness he had, but he did have some degree of baldness where they would be able to see it and then mock him. Now, what do they mean when they say go up, bald head, go up, bald head?
So are they telling him get Get out of here. Get away.
Saying like, get out of here, get away, go on from here, go up, leave up. Benjamin say, move up. You get the point? They're disrespecting him, and the Lord does not take that type of disrespect lightly. You get the point? He does not take that type of disrespect lightly at all, especially for his anointed. You get the point? Even David, when Saul was trying to kill David, David even said, "Don't touch the Lord's anointed." Right. David even respected the fact that even though Saul was off, he's still the Lord chosen, or he was the Lord chosen, right, and he's still there. And until something changed, that's when, I'll change. Right. But the respect is still going to be there. Right. When the kingdom split and David and his men ruled one way and Saul and his men ruled the other way, and Joab, who was David's captain, met with Abner, who was Saul's captain in the valley, they did not disrespect each other. Right. You get the point? They did not disrespect each other. Hold where you at there and give me this one too. Give me Jay Salakia. Go ahead, Art.
Salakia, being at the title of the class, I see a couple comments. Say prove us wrong.
Okay, one second. Let me finish this. All right, I'm gonna get to you. All right, give me Jude 1 and 9. Give me Jude 1 and 9 real quick.
Jude chapter 1, verse 9. Yet Michael, the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses. Durst not bring
right.
Against.
So yet Michael, who is the archangel, who is in charge of what? The host of heaven, right? The Lord's army. Even when he was disputing with who?
Disputing about when contending with the devil.
When he was contending with the devil. When he was contending with Satan himself. The spirit of Satan, the angel Satan. Right. He's contending with him over the bones of Moses, meaning where Moses' bones shouldn't be scattered like he was some common person. Right? That's what the devil was coming with. And Michael was like, no, this is still a priest of the Lord. He's going to be dealt with righteously. Right. And Satan is coming up against him in a disrespectful way. Even read it again from the top.
Yet Michael, the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses. Durst not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, the Lord rebuked thee.
You understand? Now, this is Michael, who is the captain of the host of the army, talking to Satan. And he did not bring a railing accusation against Satan. He dealt with Satan respectfully. You understand? He dealt with him just, and he had a reason to. Number one, it's goddamn Satan, even though he's doing the Lord's will. And number two, he is really arguing the fact of disrespecting Moses because of, the error Moses made. This is the bone. Just think of, the regular burial rites somebody would get. And then somebody come in and say, man, cast that in the street, man. He ain't nobody to, bury. And Michael is like, nah, listen, man, the Lord rebuke you, man. Like he telling them, you're wrong, nigga. You're wrong. You're wrong for what you're doing. He ain't say you lying, stealing, snaking, something, you all. He ain't bring a railing accusation. So if even Michael will not bring a railing accusation against Satan, who the F is your little badass, big-headed, bubble-headed, ugly-ass kids? Who the hell is them to bring some kind of teasing or mocking or disrespect to a man of the Lord? You want them kids alive, you be a goddamn better parent. You be a better parent. If the Lord is cruel and the bear shouldn't come and all that shit, you be a better parent. You tell your kids, you see them niggas on the corner, with them triangle symbols on their head. Listen, man, when you hear them talk, you listen. You drop some money in that bucket, you take a flyer, you listen. You listen to what they're saying. Those men work for the Lord. Right. Those men work for the Lord. You listen to what they're saying. Them as priests and prophets. You don't know who they are. Like you could raise your children to have the right type of admiration or the right type of what's the word I'm looking for? Affinity, not affinity. Reverence, but I don't like it because of the Christian church. Reverence is the word. Affinity, the right type of, I guess reverence is close enough, right? The right type of respect, the right type of where you look up to someone. You could raise your kids like that just by like how you say, man, you don't know who is that man on the you don't know them? Right. Man, damn, you're supposed to know them, man. They big time. Right. You could raise your kids like that instead of yelling, go get a job, like them two old lesbians was yelling on Saturday when they was in my office at my job. You understand? Right. Go get a man, bitch. Excuse me, Slack. Excuse me, language. Salakia. Right? Like you could raise your kids better. Right. If you raise your kids better, they wouldn't die. Right? Somebody had a hand up? Go ahead. Admiration, I'll take that. Go ahead. You had a hand up? Go ahead.
I would say I had a precept. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, verse 18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastised him, he will not hearken unto them. Verse 19. Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of his city and to the gates of his place. And they shall unto the elders of his city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey your voice. He is a glutton and drunkard. And all
he is a glutton.
Glutton.
Mm-hmm. And a drunkard. Mm-hmm.
And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones.
Okay.
He died.
Okay, this that's a good precept. That's not for this. Okay. Because that's part of the reason that conscious community thinks that it's wrong for what the Lord did with the she-bears. No go on the tripod?
No, sir. Yeah, it's not going to fit either standing up.
Okay, y'all could put it up here somewhere if you need to. If it's that might be a little bit too far for it to be of any interest. From what again, that TikTok audience is a very narrow audience, narrow-minded. A fly in front of that phone, they get distracted. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Give me 1 second, all right? So Kagar, that one wouldn't be Tawab because that precept, because of these fake Israelites who want to unify, they use that precept as well to justify executing a child. Right. And they're wrong for it, right? If that was the case, why the Lord didn't just have Elijah go call the priests and go get the parents and bring them somewhere and stone them? Because that law is for a son. You are somebody's son. I am somebody's son. And being a drunkard is against the law. Could a child be a drunkard? That is not talking about a child. That's talking about a person, an adult whose parents is tired of them stumbling home 3-4 in the morning, drunk, want to fight everybody. And then the next day they get up normal and they don't remember shit, which will piss you off even more. You don't remember, hey, what happened here? Shit, somebody break in? Everybody just like, you did this, nigga. Yeah. And you don't listen. You don't want to listen, so it'll take you before the priest because the priest will punish you. Right. And if it's that bad, you could get put to death for it because of the amount of sin, the amount of offenses you could commit when you're under the influence, when you're that far gone. I'm not talking about you just go drunk and miserable and, me cracking jokes and you would shut up. Right. I'm talking about you're a drunkard, like that's what you do. Like, you're a drunkard, like, you're power forward. You're a drunkard. You this is your career now. You could go back and, man, I got so drunk, man. I woke up in, Mount Kilimanjaro. How you get there? And you hold up the bottle of Hennessy. You are a drunkard. This is your profession now. You are a career drunkard. You're not a regular drunk. You're not somebody who get lit and tipsy, right? You drink till you black to hell out. And then you wake up, facing charges and somebody dead and the car is written off and you don't remember. Your Honor, I don't know what they're talking about. And you see the tape. That's not me. Oh, shit. That's me. Like that person, they might just need to go in the ground now. That's not talking about this thing here. You get the point? So now, if the Lord, and why did Michael not bring a railing accusation against Satan? Why did he not bring a railing accusation?
Because Satan is
for lack of a better term, the Lord's anointed. Like he's an angel, just like
he still works for the Lord, still the Lord's anointed. And that's okay. Michael is in the spirit of how the Lord operates. Right. Satan has a job to do, and he's been commissioned to bring doubt on everybody. Right. He's doing his job. Michael is how the Lord operates. And even this brother, who is, when I'm saying brother, is of course two angels. But just think about it like that. Even this brother, what he's saying is off. You ain't bring a railing accusation against him. You get the point? Like what Satan is bringing against Moses. How much more would the Lord now expect that from your kids? Right. Now, give me Leviticus 13, verse 40 and 41. I'm gonna come to the comments, all right? Shapat?
You said Leviticus 13, sir?
13. Verse 40 and 41. I believe that's it, right? Read it, let me hear.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 13, verse 40. And the man whose hair is falling off his head, he is bald. Mm-hmm. Yet is he clean.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now skip up. Start at 33.
Come. Leviticus chapter 13 and verse 33. He shall be shaved, but the scale shall he not shave, and the priest shall shut him up.
Hold on. I think I skipped you back.
Is you going to the yellow here? Verse
30 leprosy?
Come. That's what's
hold on. Yeah.
Come. Leviticus chapter 13, verse 30. Then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in a sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin head, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. Mm-hmm. It is a dry scale, even a leprosy upon the head or beard. Mm-hmm. Verse 31. And the priest looked on the plague of the scale, and behold, it be not in the sight deeper than the skin, and that there is no black hair in it. Then the priest shall shut up him that have the plague of the scale 7 days. Verse 32. And in the 7th day.
So meaning shut him up 7 days, meaning like you going into quarantine now, right? Like how a woman would be set apart 7 days, or some funeral. You go to a funeral, you set apart 7 days. You quarantine because of this leprosy being unclean. Skip me back to where they shaved the head.
Come, verse 40. Leviticus chapter 13, verse 40.
No, they don't mention shaving the head before. Hold on. I might be reading somewhere else. No, go ahead. I think you're right.
Come. Verse 40. And the man whose hair is falling off his head, he is bald, yet is he clean. Verse 41. And he that have his hair falling off.
Hold on. Skip to 39.
Come. Leviticus chapter 13, verse 39.
38. Salaki.
Verse 38. If a man also or a woman have in the skin of their flesh bright spots, even white bright spots, then the priest shall look, and behold, if the bright spots in the skin of their flesh be dark and white, it is a freckled spot that groweth in the skin. He is clean. And the man whose hair is falling off his head, he is bald, yet is he clean.
Right. So it's running down to different things that would make somebody clean or unclean, needed to be separated from the nation, or the neighborhood or the community. Right. So now first it ran down the case of the leprosy or the scald, right? And the priest had to examine it and see if this thing is something that could spread. Then he separate him, and once it clear up, they bring them back. Then he said, now, if a man's head is fallen out of his head by itself, he is bald, but he is clean. Explain that part for me. Right, or what? I think this is your question, right? He's bald, but he is clean.
He didn't purposely look in. intent, just shave his hair off.
Right.
Losing his hair.
He didn't shave his hair bald, which would make him what?
He's still clean.
Nope.
If he shaved it bald, it'll make him unclean.
If he shaved it bald, it'll make him unclean, right? That Michael Jordan, that's an unclean hairstyle. It's to the Lord, it's dirty, right? To this place, that's clean. That's when they say clean shaven, it doesn't mean everything removed in him.
Right.
It means that's pleasing to them. Like he's a clean shaven man.
Right.
That's what it means. We think it means everything off.
Right.
But it means you don't look like me and you to them, which looks like you need a shave, you need a bath, that's how they look at us. You get the point? They look at us like we unclean, like this dirty something, and they look at that shape up or the bald head like you clean, you're presentable, you're fresh. To the Lord, that bald head, if you are balding it yourself, you go in the mirror and you just everything off, your eyelashes, everything, your eyebrows, everything gone. You unclean, you dirty to the Lord. Lord looking at you like nigga. You get the point? You ever see like them cats that don't have no fur?
Yeah.
When you look at that damn thing, you look at it like, what is that? Thing coming, yeah, like the rubber man. You're gonna move away from that motherfucker. Like if he is dirty, like if he's unclean. That's how the Lord look at you with you oiling up and that's how the Lord looks at you. Like you are like, damn, you're supposed to have hair. What the hell is that shit? That's how the Lord looks at you. So now when you do it yourself, you make yourself unclean because you look like an Egyptian who the Lord despises. You look like an Ethiopian who the Lord despises. Right. You look like them nations who do that to themselves.
Right. It's like when I cut my hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got more of a looking like a bald look.
Mm-hmm.
But when I cut my head, I still have hair because if I was to touch it,
that's different. You are not making it bald. It's different than if you a haircut. That's a haircut. And when you cut your hair, you will have the option of cutting hair to bring your hair up to your shoulders. For some brothers, it might be cutting it up to here. Some brothers, it might be a low haircut where you could brush with waves. Other brothers might be that low, 5 o'clock shadow type situation. It might be for slavery or some type of thing. You're a fireman and you got to wear that mask with the seal. You work with hazmats. Them hazmat material in some chemical lab. You got to wear that gas mask thing with the tank on your back that forms the seal. Esau says the hair on your face, even though it's very small, it does not make the seal flush with your face, and it still makes, I guess, microscopic holes that gas could seep through. That's what Esau says. I don't know. But with that, they say, you're gonna be, it's a hazard. You could still, inhale whatever noxious fumes. So they ask you to have a clean, like a bald face, right, to make the surface tight. You get the point? Now, some people, in that situation, even in Esau's military, you could get paperwork to not bald your face and bald your hair. That's different. You just taking a haircut. Your haircut is just way lower than most brothers because, of course, you may have that. I don't know if it's the front, the top, or the back. You don't want to have the afro. You don't want to have the George Jefferson. That's just really what it is. I get it. You don't want the George Jefferson. You don't want the Wheezy. You don't want to come in here and do the little dance. Listen, man, do that thing, man. Make that, like, brothers need to bring that shit back proud. And, that's the era we need to go to hell back to, because brothers back then had that respect. You know what I mean? Brothers who, rocking this shit had that respect. So I don't see nothing wrong with it. But of course, I ain't there yet. So I could say that now. Maybe when I'm there, I'm going to be like, no, this is not it. But I don't know. But what you doing is you're not going in the mirror and hating your hair. Because it don't grow uniform in every part, you make it uniform on purpose. But you leave in here. What I'm talking about is a Negro who could grow a full afro, like Kobe Bryant, right, or Michael Jordan, or Charles Barkley, well, maybe not anymore for Charles Barkley. But even when he was in his heyday, I'm talking about that, and you scraping it off. You use a razor Then you put the little whatever, and you get the half blade. And you rub it on the leather, and you actually hear it. That shit. The Lord look at you like that nasty cat with no hair. That see-through thing, and you see all the ribs, and you see the meow before it come out the cat's mouth. You see the meow in the belly because the cat's so damn unclean. Go ahead.
So like I said, it's like read back to the scripture where it says like it's certain things that we do even in the world that we just do. I remember in Esau military, and all us brothers, we was trying to find ways to not get to shave our head and shave our face. And there was this one brother who he went every morning. He went through the process, and he was proud of shaving his head. And we all the brothers, we looking at him like this Uncle Tom, and like this,
right?
You know, this nigga is weird. Like, why? What are you doing? We literally looked at him like you said, like you're dirty.
Exactly. You look at him funny. You look at him like yeah. You know, it's So that's what that is. You get the point? Like the Lord, he does not like that.
Right.
It's different. So this particular verse here is saying, if your hair falls out naturally, you start developing a bald spot. You not unclean. That's nature, right? Go ahead.
So I never heard it broken down like that. So let's say that you unclean. It doesn't mean like you literally dirty. I see what it's saying.
Yeah, it's just like okay. Like if somebody just tell you, man, you hang with him, man, he's a dirty nigga. It don't mean he smell.
Right.
Just mean there's something foul about this shit here. This shit is just off and weird, and you know, it's just how we talk. It's just how Israelites talk. You get the point? Like that's just and the reaction to it too. Like the cat I'm talking about, that thing is it. You see that cat walking here, you're gonna be like, man, get that motherfucker out. You're gonna watch that shit. Kids gonna run from it.
Right.
And they're gonna run from it like this thing is dirty. Like like how people you gonna avoid somebody say, what's wrong with me? I smelling bad. It's like that.
Right.
Like this thing is like dirty to you. Your reaction to it is like it's dirty. It don't mean it actually smelling bad or nothing, but this is not your taste. Right. This is not what you like. That's not what the Lord likes. So this is unclean to him. Like remove this from me. You get the point? This here is clean. I like this shit. And we talk like that. Brother coming, you looking fresh. And Shaq, you looking clean. Thank you, guys. I look clean. You know, sweat. You get the point? Some of you, that's how people say it. You see somebody car. Oh, man, that look clean. It don't mean he fresh out the wash.
Right.
But the car is just fly and it's pleasing to you. Right. It's acceptable to you. A car that's not acceptable to you. Tax season just passed, right? People buy a ton of buckets, a ton of, just, 4 wheels and a box. You say what? Man, you are not bummy, dusty car. Now, the car ain't dusty. But to you, it's, get us away from it. You get the point? That's how the Lord looking at it. All right, go ahead.
Back in the day, some brother even named his Lincoln a stinking Lincoln. You know what I mean?
But that's the other side of it, but that's not with this context here. You get the point? That's not with this context. There's context like that in the Bible too. Like when the Lord say a rough garment, that's what he's talking about. You get the point? Where we at? It's finishing Leviticus, please.
Okay, Leviticus chapter 13 and verse.
Start from 40.
Verse 40. And the man whose head is fallen off his head, he is bald, yet is he clean.
Right, so he's clean, even though his hair is fallen off his head. Right, go ahead.
Verse 41. And he that hath his hair fallen off from the part of his head toward his face, he is forehead bald, yet is he clean.
Read it again from me. Read 41 again. You kind of, read it clear.
Leviticus chapter 13, verse 41. And he that hath his head fallen off from the part of his head toward his face.
And he that have his hair fallen off from the part of his head toward his face. Which part is that? The front part, right? Go ahead.
He is forehead bald. Yet is he clean.
He is forehead bald, meaning this part in front here. You know that little cove, a little cul-de-sac you get right here, right? Then you could have the sunroof in the back here. You get the point? All that is clean because you did not go in there and do that to yourself. you know, you did not go invent some hairstyle and do that shit to yourself. Right. I'm like, nigga, what the hell is you doing? At one time, you know how this was popular among the sisters now. Well, not now, maybe last 8 to 10 years, where they would shave half the head and put the lines in. At one time in the black community, you all would look at that shit like, what's wrong with her? But that shit get acceptable now. You get the point? At one time, we would look at that like, why would you do that to your hair? Like, our hair was such a huge statement spiritually to us. Like, we are a people who are very expressive. We're very full of style, very social. The generals always say, Commander Yahanna always say, we are a social people. We very much in tune socially, which is why style is such a big thing for us. Which is why you like you know, the brand name clothes, they sell thousands of the same thing, but you don't see us wearing the same thing, even though we have it. Right. Because we're able to take that and turn that shit into something and fly it out and just combine it, and the shit look different. Right. We all in the same camp, but when Passover time comes, we don't look nothing like each other. And we all like, damn, let me see what you go. Damn, man, I like that shit. I like your shit. You get the point? Because we social. We are very social people. So the whole thing with the hair, like, that's not our culture. We would, you know, braid the shit up. We might cut it shorter, but you know, half your head gone and the other half on this side. That was some crazy people shit at one time. But because of the integration, that shit get punked out and made cool. You get the point? Go ahead.
Lonnie, so I just want to tell you, you said like this part was like a cove. I must got like a whole golf course going on. You know what I'm saying?
you got the golf course where you got the green here and then the sand path. Oh, the golf course, the whole thing. Get the shit. Listen, man, rock that George Jefferson, man. That ain't no sweat. You go up there, you be fly as hell with that crown on your head. Don't even worry about it. Go ahead.
That's shaving the head. That's that old punk rock stuff.
That's not our culture. That's what I would say. That's really not our culture. That's that part of us. Like, we very, very social. So these things matter. So now, of course, when you do it to yourself, it's like you trying to be like the people who do that, right. Which is like the Egyptians, the Hamites, the East Indians. Right. They do that. That's why no. Oh boy, them East Indians, they do it a whole lot. You understand? They do it a whole lot. Right? I'm gonna get it back just now. But for us, if it falls out naturally, then it's fine. You get the point? Now it's clean. Now go back to 2 Kings and give me it again.
Okay. 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 23. And he went up from thence unto Bethel. And as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city and mocked him and said unto him, Go up, thou bald head. Go up, thou bald head.
Right? So now they treated him as if he is what?
A heathen, dirty.
Unclean. They treated him like he's unclean, like he is, you know, cursed, like he is punished, or he's have leprosy or some shit. And you know how Israel is. You can't make nobody feel like that if that's not what the deal is. Like, you can't bring that shit to nobody if that's not how, you know what I mean. I see a tape with them purple sodomites the other night, brother. And they somewhere the same old, you know, sodomite who Tharara, you know, really, you know, handled like a father to a son. They go on somewhere and they cursing out this woman because they swear she's selling drugs out of some car. I don't know what TV show they're watching. But they start, you know, watching the whole block like cops and say, yeah, we see the walkie-talkies and something and over there. And we see you and we know you calling it in for her to let her know when the cops come in and when who come in. Don't you know that brother walked right across to them and tell that nigga, put the mic down, let's talk like men. And he said, man, I'm here working security for the damn gas station. and I communicate with the owner inside. Now, I don't know what that woman have going on down the street, and I ain't got nothing to do with her. But it's wrong for you to single me out like that just because you see me as a walkie-talkie. Right. And that bitch apologized, Doc. That's right. That bitch apologized, and then he put his mic back up and he said, well, anyway, like if he didn't just totally just, you know, you can't put things on us that we're not doing, we're not dealing with, we're not into. You get the point? Right. That's not how we are. Right. So now for them to treat him like that, and then he is you know, that's Elijah. You get the point? That ain't just, you know, that's the nigga who said let the fire come down and call Baal to out the fire. No, he soaked it and asked Baal to, you know, let the fire come down. Right. Then he said, Lord, light that bitch up. Yeah, that's Elijah. And you have some little kids now, 10 years old or whatever. Right. Their parents couldn't tell them about Elijah. You probably shouldn't have no kids then. And that's it. And from this story, guess what? Guess how much thousands of kids are saved from this story? From this story here, I know I don't want my kids to end up like that. Right. So I show them who Commander General Yahanna is. Right. I show them who the generals are. Who's that? You know who's that? Remember who's that? Yeah, I remember him from Passover. So they'll have respect for the great men of the Lord. Right. And just respect for people in general. What kind of badass kids is these? Just go up, bald head, you unclean thing, or go up like treating him like he's unclean. Right. And this is Elijah. Like this doesn't happen, you know, to us. This shouldn't happen to us. Elijah was offended, and because it was Elijah, the Lord handled that shit. Right. The Lord absolutely handled that shit. Listen, last week at camp, because I tell them what happened at camp, nice and loud.
So like this past Saturday at camp, there was a I don't want to confirm if it was a man or woman because I'm not sure.
It's Pride Month in DC, so right now the jury's still out on which is an automatic or a manual. We ain't sure, but it got a transmission somewhere in there. Right. Go ahead. Would appear to be a woman. He said what appears to be an unidentified walking human, a UWH.
She was upset at what we were saying and tried to kick the speaker. And then started throwing her food and everything at the camp. And, you know, this was being violent and just absolutely disgusting. Mm-hmm. And I remember just the anger I felt because, you know, it's like these brothers out here speaking the truth and you going to violate us like that. And I remember telling her specifically, you can't violate the Lord's priests and prophets and it goes unanswered. Right. Like, you're going to have to answer for violating the Lord's priests and prophets. Like,
and let me tell you something, stuff right there. Like, as she's assaulting the men, that anger you feel, that's not your anger. Right. That's the Lord's anger. You understand? You remember the scriptures say the young men lie at the corner of every street, full of the fury of the Lord. They ain't just angry for no goddamn reason. Right. Like you feeling it and you can't do anything. Right. So now you get up there and you tell her, what you tell her?
I said, listen, you can't violate the Lord's priests and prophets and then go unanswered. Mm-hmm. I told her, you're going to answer for this. And sure enough, sir, about 25 minutes later, we seen me and also Warren, who's on the camera, and she was arguing with some sister, and all of a sudden the sister came up with a crate, and in the middle of the street, hit us, boom, and started whooping her tail right in the middle of the street.
Whooping her ass right in there.
Yeah. I was like, well, damn.
Listen, we ain't got too much bears in DC. We got some more bears now. I seen some bears in the trees, and they're tranquilizing the bears. But shit, you complaining about the bears? This broad get beat down. And I heard got beat off the damn block. Had to haul ass, drop everything and haul ass down the block because the Lord, you know, you get the point? You remember 14th Street camp? Some devil came up. He was mocking the camp for about 45 minutes, brother. I mean, and he was hilarious. Like you could do a Saturday Night Live on us. He's like a mock us. He doing dinosaur. He do all kind of things. He's like he said something that cracked the hell up. He said, he's like, what he said? He said, I got boys, we can do this. Brother, he's on a fleck like he a black man. Right. Brother, he was out there for about 45 minutes. I shit you not. Right. And out of nowhere, he said, God, strike me down right now. So like, who's that? A caller, just tell him, caller, hold on for 1 second. He said, God, strike me down right now, and did this. I looked up. And he said that about 3 or 4 times that day. And brother, as the Lord is my witness, brother, I turned to talk to Nafak about something, and I hear, whoa! And I turn around, and he was on the ground. And I'm not lying. You could go look at the tape. I am looking away. I thought the Lord for sure struck him down. Later on, I saw some Ethiopian on the tape from all the way in the back of the subway. Somebody was recording in the back of the damn subway. Some Ethiopian went up there and hit him with the real deal Holyfield. And he was pissing on himself, all kind of shit. The paramedics came and put him on the damn gurney. He rolled over like this and winked at me. Like, I was like, yeah, that police check ain't covering that shit. Go ahead,
I've seen it a couple times now, but the first time I really saw it was when that devil came up, and one week he showed up with a bullhorn, and it was this huge brother on the side that kept agreeing with us everything we were saying. And man, that devil came out of nowhere with that whole bullhorn that week, and the brother ran over to it and smacked his batteries, everything all in the street. It was like, say something. Say something. He had nothing to say.
Listen, I've seen in Baltimore, a brother threw a brick at the camp. Yeah. One of those brick sack, like what being the sidewalk. Right. Threw it from behind the camp too. You see the space between the banner and your head, and the space between the 2 readers. The brick flew through there. The next week, he was in a cast from here to his wrist, walking and cussing at the camp. And General Katham said, Mashaki, see, we didn't have to do nothing. Right. And I seen some things, brother, that I knew for sure. Yeah. You know. So when you mad about 30 she-bears, brother, the Lord doing that shit right now. But you'll never know because we don't come together with nobody. That shit don't happen by you. Right. You the one get beat to hell up by them Christians, like them purple sodomites. Right. Right? You get beat to hell up, beat off corners, subdued. Right. That here the Lord defends us for sure. Right. Absolutely defends us. You worry about she-bears. I tell you the story about the judge. The brother, I think it's some Pennsylvania or Delaware or something. Broad lied on this brother. He's facing time. The judge over his case, it came out that this judge was involved in a racket with sending young brothers to juvenile centers, and the juvenile center would get the federal money and give the judge a kickback. And the judge was doing this for years. The case came out. The story made the news, and this judge who was over the brother's case that was ready to sentence him went in his judge chambers and blew his brains out. You want to know why she-bears are? For wicked-ass people, brother. Right. Wicked-ass people. In fact, give me the one in the Apocrypha, too. I'm talking about the teeth of beasts and this, that, the other. Also, give me 2 Samuel chapter 3 and verse 5. Bukwash, you had something? Yeah, Yahanna put something?
Yeah, concert.
Go ahead.
It was that devil. After that incident happened, we never seen him again. After that, yeah, right?
Oh, damn!
That's the last time. It was the last time he came back.
Well,
and there's also someone online.
Okay, what do they need? Would you have a question? Caller, you have a question? Is he on?
Yeah. Caller, you have a question? 571-701.
No.
So like I said, for me too, like getting on. I remember Commander Yahanna always telling the story of like how 9/11, all those cops that was oppressing the camp and writing tickets and all that stuff and oppressing Commander Yahanna. And then 9/11 happened. And all those cops that wrote the tickets couldn't show up to court because they died.
Yep.
9/11.
They all rushed in. They all rushed into the building, and they met a little bit worse than bears that day. Right. You get the point? Met a little bit worse than bears that day. Give me the one in 2 Samuel.
What verse you said 3 and
Give me from verse 5.
2 Samuel chapter 3 verse 5. And the 6th is Ephraim by Eli, David's wife. These were born to David in Hebron. Verse 6. And it came to pass, while there was war between the house of Saul and the house of David, that Abner made himself strong for the house of Saul.
Right. So of course, this is as the thing gets fully into swing between Saul and David. Right.
Right.
Kingdom split. The whole military split. Joab ruled with David. Abner stayed with Saul. Abner made himself strong for the house of Saul as defending, what he's thinking is a coup or overthrow or defending that kingdom. You get the point? Go ahead.
And Saul had a concubine.
Right. Oh, Salakia. This is after Saul died, I believe. Hold on. I think Saul and his son were killed. Right? Saul and what's the other one? Jonathan. Saul and Jonathan were killed by some Moabites. Right? But it's still split. Right? It's still split. And that's why the first. Go ahead, caller. You had something you wanted to ask?
Hello.
I can hear you. Do you have a question or comment, caller?
Yeah, how you doing? This dude ain't tripping.
Hey, dude ain't tripping no more. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Captain, dude ain't tripping. What's up? I stopped smoking.
It sounds like most I'm glad you stopped smoking. You sound happier that now that you stopped smoking. God damn. You get the point? Did you have a question, brother, or anything you wanted to ask?
Yeah, sir. Thank you. And guess what? Yeah, guess what? From not smoking, I saved a lot of money.
Listen, man. Well, you need to pay some tithes on that shit. You need to pay some tithes on that, all right? Let me finish this breakdown. I'm going to come back to you, all right?
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, no sweat.
I want to ask a question later on.
Definitely. Just let the brother know when you're ready, or you could call back in.
Thank you, sir.
Ain't no sweat. Send them tithes in, though. I ain't playing with that. The she-bears is out. All right, warrior. Listen, there's bigger dogs than me. There's bigger dogs than me. I go woof woof. They go bark bark. All right, no sweat. All right, you could disconnect now or put him on mute or whatever. Okay, so this is when Saul already got killed. Abner is under the impression that the crown would go down to one of Saul's sons. Right. So the first few verses are running down the sons who would step into to be the king, right? Remember, David was anointed in private. Get the point? He just rose up in power where it's like, okay, he should be next. Right. But it ain't clear just yet, right? Go ahead.
Verse 6. And it came to pass, while there was war between the house of Saul and the house of David, that Abner made himself strong for the house of Saul.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. And Saul had a concubine whose name was Rizpah, the daughter of I.S.U.P.K, and Ishbosheth said to Abner, wherefore hast thou gone and unto my father's concubine? Verse 8. Then was Abner very wroth for the words of Ishbosheth, and said, am I a dog's head, which against Judah do shew kindness this day unto the house of Saul, thy father, to his brethren and to his friends, and have not delivered thee unto the hand of David, that thou chargest me today with a fault concerning this woman?
Right? Anybody understand what happened there? Ishbosheth was a little idiot too. He was simple. Right? What happened here? Anybody understands it? Read it one more time.
Come. Verse 8. Then was
no, it's from 7.
Come. 2 Samuel chapter 3, verse 7. And Saul had a concubine whose name was Rizpah.
Right? So Saul had a rib whose name was Rizpah. Right? Go ahead.
And the daughter of I.S.U.P.K and Ishbosheth said to Abner, wherefore hast thou gone into the father's concubine?
Into my father's.
Into my father's concubine?
Right? So he's saying, why have you now gone and taken her for a wife? Right. He's charging Abner with taking one of Saul's ribs. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 8. Then was Abner very wroth for the words of Ishbosheth,
Mm-hmm.
and said, Am I a dog's head, which against Judah do shew kindness this day unto the house of Saul, thy father,
Mm-hmm.
to his brethren and to his friends, and have not delivered thee unto the hand of David?
Mm.
And thou chargest me today with a fault concerning this woman? Verse 9.
All right. What does he say in there? So at this point, just so you know, Ishbosheth was king over Israel because Saul already died. Right? And Ishbosheth, he wasn't too, he ain't all the way, he's simple. Right? So what happened then in verse 8? Who got it? Who understands it? Let's take it step by step. What is Ishbosheth charging Abner with?
Adultery.
Okay, Saul is dead, so it's not adultery, but it's I'm painting the picture on the same spirit with the cat with no hair. It's what? It's when Nipsey Hussle died, everybody was mad at Kodak Black for saying what? He'll give her he didn't even say that. He'll say, I'm here to give you some comfort if you need to. But Israel know what the hell that mean. And they said he was unclean for that. He was foul. So now Ishbosheth is charging Abner with. That's what he's charging him with. He's saying, you went and had sex with her. You went in onto Saul's rib, one of Saul's ribs. Abner in turn is like, what in the F are you talking about? That's what you're going to charge me with, considering a woman? Now you're going to bring some charge with me over some woman. And have I not shown kindness to you this day against the house of Judah to now defend the house of Saul, to defend your claim to the throne? And you turn around and give me this base-ass charge. I'm captain of the army. I can get any broad I want. You charging me with going and having sex with Saul's woman? Am I such a dog's head? Meaning, am I such a effing dumbass? That's what dog's head mean. Like my head is a dog. Like how a dog will lick his ass and go lick the floor and eat shit. Am I such a dog's head to do this shit? Like, you can't charge Israel with something that that's above us. You get the point? Like, something that's just beneath you. Somebody come to charge you with that. He had to go. Like, nigga, what the hell is you talking about? You get the point? Is that same type of vibe? Is that same type of spirit? Right? Go ahead.
Verse 9. So do God to Abner, and more also, except as the Lord hath sworn to David, even so I do to him. Verse 10. To translate the kingdom from the house of Saul, and to set up the throne of David over Israel and over Judah, from Dan even to Beersheba.
What happened here?
Is this Abner saying that he's going to go stand behind King David now?
Exactly. Right. You might have to read a few chapters before to get the history. But let me see if I get some more context. Give me verse 1.
2 Samuel chapter.
Hold on 1 second, Bakwash.
Basically, is he saying I have charge over these areas? Once I stand behind King David, these
okay, okay. You got to understand the history behind it. The house of Israel was everybody else besides David, Judah, and his fellows. Right. Everybody else was with Saul. Abner was the captain of that army. So you remember there's a series of battles that happened after. War was being fought one after the other. And then Saul got killed. And then more war was fought. And then this happened. Read verse 1.
2 Samuel chapter 3, verse 1. Now there was a long war between the house of Saul and the house of David. But David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker. As
time progressed, David started winning more.
Right.
And his house grew more and got more wealth and power. and the house of Saul started diminishing and losing. And if you are captain over something and you start taking L's, boy, you had to start to wonder now, what the hell is really going to hell on? As far as I know, Saul is the king. And Ishbosheth, his son, who just made him king. Why the hell we losing so much? And then something, Ishbosheth come and charge you with some bullshit that is just, you studying winning wars, he charging you with PUSSY. Right. F this shit. I ain't losing no more. It's obvious you not the king. Right. I'm going to say who the king is. Right. And I promise you this day, as the Lord did to me and to David, I promise you, nigga, I'm going to translate the house of Israel over to David. Meaning this, just like how I fought David for y'all, whoever don't bow to David, you're going to see me. Right. And that's what Abner went and did. Abner left Ishbosheth here and went straight to David and made peace with David and said, I realize it's a mistake. It's clear to me now, you the king. I promise you, I pledge my sword damn near. Whoever don't bow to you is dying. Right. And he left David to go unite the kingdom. You get the point? Right. But the unite the kingdom is what? Is it unity? No. It's follow him or die. And that's when Joab said, Abner was here? Hold up. Right. Tell that nigga I want to see it. Right. And Joab killed Abner. and David was wroth with Joab. That's why on David's deathbed, he said, Joab, don't let that nigga go down to the grave easy. Because he cost David the kingdom. Right. After that, David had to go do the killing himself. Right. But Abner was going to do everything. And it would have been easier for Abner to translate everything because Abner damn near was the champion for the other side. Right. You get the point? No. But the point here is, offense, these type of offenses, Israel don't take lightly. We don't take that shit lightly. You get the point? You ever hear somebody, imagine somebody accuse you of stealing something and you're like, hey, you know, I ain't taking shit, but it's all good. Now you ain't got to apologize. It's all good. You already know that's how you think. Yeah, I'm going this way. I'm done with you. We don't take them offenses lightly. So now when you try to treat a priest of the Lord like he unclean, the Lord gonna kill you. That's his priest that he raised up. Who the hell is you with your bad ass to say you unclean, your Christmas celebrating, pride celebrating Negro? Right. You're gonna lose your children messing with the Lord. Right. Let's just put it like that. You understand now, Aradia? You're gonna lose your children. Did I call for one more? What scripture did I call for? Oh yeah, please give me that.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 39, verse 29. Mm-hmm. Fire and hail and famine and death.
No, skip up one more. Tell them where, describe it. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 39, verse 28. Mm-hmm. There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
Say it one more time.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance. Which in their fury lay on sore strokes.
Now, these bears, they just didn't take up one day and decide to go after these damn kids. Right. A spirit went into them like the demons, like Legion got cast into the damn pigs. Like a spirit talked to the donkey in Exodus. Like anything what the Lord wants done, he'll put a spirit in that thing to go do whatever it is. You get the point? That whale that swallowed Jonah, did the whale just decide, I want human today? I feel like some general so human today. The Lord told that whale, go swallow that nigga. Right. You get the point? The spirit, the Lord put a spirit that entered them damn bears to do his work. Go ahead. And see, read it again from the top.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
For vengeance. For vengeance. Vengeance in the Bible, when it comes from the Lord, is called justice or judgment. That's what vengeance is. Justice or judgment. Them 42 kids got judged. Right. They got judged and judgment. Right. And they got judgment because you would not raise your kids right. That's why they got judgment. You wouldn't raise your kids. Oh, they're just kids. They're just kids. But tell them to keep their mouth shut when it's a priest of the Lord. That's right. But you wouldn't keep your mouth shut with a priest of the Lord, so your kids just like you. Yep. Go ahead.
Which in their fury lay on sore strokes. Mm-hmm. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
In their time of fury, they pour out their force and appease the anger of him that made them. The Lord created the bears, their claws and their teeth. And he got angry. And to cool his anger off, somebody got to die. If I go, you got to go. And that's what happened. That's the Lord we serve. Now, you could go serve some old Unity, Horus, Homotep, Isis, and Ra. I'll serve the nigga that will put you to death for even talking about me.
Right.
That's who I'll go serve. You could go ahead and serve some stone if you want to. Right?
So like I said,
go ahead.
If I may too, it's just, okay, really, these cats don't even believe what they saying. They hypocritical because these the same niggas that wanted to fight when Captain Katazar called that Malachi Z. York exactly what he was, a filthy child molester. You want to fight when he talked about that whore of your father.
Exactly.
So now it's like you can't understand the anger of the Lord.
Exactly.
Speaking against the actual chosen. Like,
exactly.
You don't believe the nonsense you talking to me about.
Right. That's exactly it. Listen, I was just talking to Zari today. He was telling me what I think with Polite. He was like, you remember, same thing. When Polite got angry, when Katazar said, your father is a child molester. Right. No, you follow your steps of your father. Right. It's come full circle. Okay. I don't know what else you want. What else you want from me? No, what you rather, him do 4 years or see the she-bears? Which one? Right. The she-bears, right? Well, no problem. The Lord of the Bible did that too. That's right. Right? Any more questions or anything? Shapat, you was holding something for you? You said you something online, comments or questions or something, right?
On TikTok, it was a couple comments, because the room called Prove Us Wrong. Reed Haddikins said, Star Ramahan, John Okoa, he started pulling scripture, Matthew 28:19 and 20. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations. He put John 10:29. Anyone who has seen the Father, seen me, has seen the Father. And he said Jesus is God. And you have it slightly wrong, my bro. Salam with an S, no H.
Shalom with that. Oh, okay. Salam. Shapat, you run down that shit like the news. Like today is gonna be 75 and sunny, and there's some, and the beltway is something, and you better get that car fixed. No H. All right, cut now back to the main thing. All right, all y'all wrong, right? You're on TikTok, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Go and make what you said, make what? Of all nations. Let me deal with that one first.
Matthew 28:19 and 20. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations.
All right, let's get that first. Pull that scripture and then give me the one I want. Same Matthew. So sending them out by twos. Go not into the way of the, pull it for me, right? But pull the one he pulled first. Okay. All right, you're wrong. You're wrong, and you can't prove us wrong. You'll never prove us wrong. Because you in unity. You want unity. We fighting for dominion. We fighting for the title. We don't want no joint belt. Right. Me and some nigga holding the same belt. I want all the belts across all the continents, across all the damn federations. Right. The IBF, the CBF, the ABF, the ZBF. I want all the damn federation belts. That's what we fighting for. All right, pull the one he pulled.
Oh, God, sir.
Go ahead.
Book of Matthew, chapter 28, verse 19. Go ye, therefore, and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
That's it.
And then verse 20. Teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you.
Okay, so now let's go see who these all nations are. What's the other one I want?
Revelation.
No, right there.
So like, where we right now?
Say it nice and loud, brother, please. Nice and loud. Nice and loud. Where we at?
Matthew 28:19.
Okay, give me 20. Matthew 10, 5, and 6.
The book of Matthew,
chapter 10, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles.
Go not into the way of the Gentiles. He sent them out to all nations. He did send them out to go to, Corinth and Galatia and, Phoenicia and wherever else they went. He sent them out into the Greek Isles. He sent them out into Rome. He sent them out into all nations. Go ahead.
Okay. And into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
But he told them, do not go amongst the Gentiles and don't go into the city of the Samaritans. Why, if he's sending them to get all nations, why is it here that he's telling them don't go to the Gentiles, who are the other nations, and don't go to the city of the Samaritans? What, the Samaritans don't need saving too? Huh? Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Nah, the house of all nations.
House of Israel.
The house of everybody.
House of Israel.
He's sending them into other lands, but to find the house of Israel scattered in those lands. Right. He's not sending them to Russia to find Putin, but he's sending them to find the grandsons and the granddaughters of the military men who served over there for some time. He's not sending them anywhere else to find these heathens, but he's sending them to find the lost sheep who scattered amongst the nations. You get the point? The nations are never ever going to be saved. They're never going to be saved. Give me 1 Peter 1:1 real quick. And Arawad, you hold the one you had in Revelations, all right? Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about in Revelation. Give me 1 Peter 1:1.
Come. Book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, verse 1. Peter, an apostle of Jesus Christ, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus.
To the strangers scattered throughout Pontus. Go ahead.
Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and
Bithynia, right? He's saying to the strangers, meaning the strangers, why? Even though the Israelites, they're strangers because they were born in Asia, like Ruth, who went over there and lived amongst the Asians, among Moab, and then came back. She came back with strange customs and dressing different and all kind of shit, but she was an Israelite. They went to people in Cappadocia, Asia, Bithynia. They went to the strangers who scattered amongst those people. Give me James 1:1.
Look at James, chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes.
To the who?
To the 12 tribes.
This is James receiving a letter from Paul, and the letter is addressed
to the 12 tribes.
Is addressed to who?
The 12 tribes.
Read it again from the top.
James, a servant of God.
He salute James. He acknowledged James. He gave James his respect. He said, James, a servant of God, like them kids were supposed to look at Elijah and say, man, that's Elijah. Who's that? You don't know who's that? That's a servant of the Lord. He called Elijah the bringer of fire. Like it's supposed to be some kind of shit like that, but you disrespecting him. Paul gave a man who he taught, you get the point? The proper, salute. James, a servant of the Lord. Go ahead.
And of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which were scattered abroad.
This letter is to James. Hey, grab that for me right there. She had to come over with. Stay right there, mom. Stay right there. Thank you. See you later. Right? No sweat. Right? James to the 12 tribes that was scattered abroad. You get the point? That was scattered abroad. Go ahead.
Greetings. Verse 2. My brethren, Count it all joy.
No, Slacky, that's about it for that. Give me the one in Revelation.
Come. Revelations chapter 7, verse 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
Right, these people who he saw in this vision standing before our king came out of all nations. Right, they came out of Puerto Rico. They came out of, the Caribbean islands, Brazil, Haiti. They came out of America, even though they're not Americans. They came out of Canada. They ain't Canadians. You get the point? They came out of Britain, came out of Scotland, came out of Wales, came out of, Germany, came out of all these places where we scattered. You get the point? Kobe Bryant, I think he grew up in where? Japan or Italy? Spain? No, I think it's Italy. He's Italy, and he spent some time in Japan. Even the name Kobe is some place in Japan. You get the point? Dennis Rodman, his father, I think, lived in Vietnam and had a ton of kids over there. You get the point? Like, this is people from out of all nations, but they are not those nations. Is this the one with the 12, with the names on the gates? Give me that one. That's the one I want. On the gates, Kagar. On the gates of all the 12 tribes.
Okay.
Right?
Come. The book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 12. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates.
Read 11.
Come.
So we know what we're talking about.
Book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 11. Having the glory of God, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal.
What does it talk about the kingdom ahead? This is the kingdom or the gates or whatever.
Come, verse 1, sir. Book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem.
Right. So now this is the holy city, New Jerusalem. Now skip down to the one with the walls.
Sir. Book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 12. And had a wall great and high.
Right. And this city had a wall great and high. How much of a cubit's high is? I mean, feet high and feet thick. Go ahead.
And had 12 gates.
Right. And this city had 12 gates. Right. Had 12 gates. Think of gates like an entry point. Like DC is a city. And everybody knows once you go over the bridge, you leave in the city in Virginia. So imagine there's a gate right there, on the DC side of the bridge. And then there's a gate on the other side. And to come through, you have to be allowed through. I'll give you a better one, the Pentagon. The Pentagon is perfect for it. The Pentagon is right there. Can you go in there? Nah. The furthest you get is that parking lot. And if you ain't come out and go about your business, a car will pull up and ask you what you're doing here. It'll pull up and ask you what the hell you're doing here and who you're coming to see. And if you don't have the answers, you'll be asked to leave kindly. And if you don't do it, then something else is going to happen. To get in there, you have to be allowed in. Well, this city is going to have gates, and it's 12 gates. 12 gates on either side. A gate cutting off Bethesda from D.C., another gate cutting off Northern Arlington from D.C., another gate cutting off PG County, another gate cutting off Montgomery County, another gate down there in Southeast cutting off Virginia and that lower part of Montgomery County. We have gates all over, 12 gates. Go ahead.
And at the gates, 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
Right, and on the gates, there were names written of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 13. On the east, 3 gates. On the north, 3 gates. On the south, 3 gates. And on the west, 3 gates.
Right. On 3 gates on each side. down near forming like a square or some kind of four-sided figure. And it's on each gate is a name for each of the 12 tribes of Israel. If it's to all nations, why is it where God's people would live, they would have their name on your house, or before the mailbox, it might have, before the number, it might have the name of the person there, or something like that. Why is it where you live? Why does it have the name of the children of Israel on the kingdom of heaven? Because that's where they live. If it was the nations, it would not be called the kingdom of heaven. It would be called America. You get the point? And even in America, not everybody could get in. Ask the Mexicans. Ask the El Salvadorians. Ask the Haitians. On that same southern border, the Ukrainians is able to come in, though. The Afghanis is able to come in, but nobody else. You are absolutely wrong. We are right, but you could keep trying to prove me wrong. I got time today. I got a few more minutes. Give me some more. I'm in my bag, and that's what they say. In my bag today. I'm feeling it a little bit. Come on. What else you have out? Go ahead.
The brother's back online or on the phone.
He had another one. What was the other one they had to comment on? It was a question.
It was more of a comment, and then he repeated it afterwards.
Okay, what was the comment?
Star of Ramahan.
No. I don't know. I'm a star. That's what you said. I ain't a superstar, but nigga. All right, go ahead on, Bukwai.
So there's a question online that was from Great Info Online. He says the star of Molech behind your head is wicked. Amos 5:12.
Didn't know that motherfucker was back there. Who painted that evil, wicked thing back there? Right. Who said it?
Great Info Online.
Great Info Online. Okay, just do one thing for me, right? Just find me a lynching story where somebody burnt this shape into the ground of the front lawn of a black house. Right. Medgar Evers saw a flaming cross many times before they put a bullet in his head in his driveway. Yeah, I'm sure Martin Luther King did too. Saw a burning cross everywhere before they put a bullet in his head. You get the point? Just tell me where, if this is so evil, right? Cristobal Colon, when he so-called discovered the New World, just let me know if he had this symbol around his neck when he decimated Puerto Rico. Right. When he came back with the Spanish Armada and reduced the population down near by 80% in 10 years in the island of Puerto Rico. Tell me in the name of what this? This is evil in some way. Negro, you're wrong. You just don't understand nothing. This is the Hebrew. This is David's signet. Da in Hebrew is a triangle from the door. Right. David's name is Da. Da is the triangle. Da. The Y, which is that circle you see going around, supposed to have that little, it looked like a Y, and another Da. That's how he would sign his name. This is Christ sits on David's throne. The kingdom was established on David's throne. This is the seal of the Lord, or the seal of the Most High, or holy seal. It's biblical. It's the ancient Hebrew, and this is the seal of dominance, not evil. This is the seal of dominance and ruling and no unity. You just wrong. Right. You just simple. But as soon as you find that lynching video with a shield in the ground, let me know. All right. That was it, Bukwaj? Go ahead.
I don't know if you want to get the call.
No, sir. I'll take that. Was there anybody else?
Live, sir.
That was it? Shapa, what about what you had then? Anything else?
Nah, that was it, sir.
Oh, slide.
To talk beside you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a dude online earlier. Snipes Williams says, "Is the white man the devil the Bible talks about?"
You know it. You know it, Negro. You absolutely know it. You know it. Absolutely. If not, where and who is he?
Right.
If not him, please tell me who else.
Right.
All right. Please tell me who else. What else you have? Anybody else?
That's it online.
Okay. You said you had a brother waiting on the call?
Okay. 571-701. You said you had a question. You came back. Here's your time.
The Quash sound like an enforcer. But he's sounding like that nigga who opened the slide in the back door. It's the password. God damn, Quash. Go ahead. Is caller, are you there?
571-0701. Dude ain't tripping no more. You want on the call now? The speaker's still turned on. Okay.
Give him a second.
Dude ain't tripping no more. You are on the line right now. What is your question?
He on? No? Ain't no sweat. If he calls back, then we will take it, all right?
Okay.
Any more online on in the room?
I did have a question. Deuteronomy 31 and 21.
Mm-hmm.
Deuteronomy 31 and 21 and 22 is they're saying that Israel will never forget who they were. I saw somebody say something like this, and they said, well, we can't be Israel because in Deuteronomy it says we'll never forget who we are.
Okay, where's the one in Deuteronomy saying that?
Deuteronomy 31 and 21 and 20, verse 21 and 22.
Let me get that one.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 21. And it shall come to pass, when many evils and troubles are befallen them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness.
Mm-hmm.
For it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed. For I know their imagination which they go about.
Mm-hmm.
Even now, before I have brought them into the land which I have swear. Which I swear.
Right.
Moses therefore wrote this song the same day and taught it to the children of Israel. And he gave Joshua, the son of Nun, a charge and said, be strong and of a good courage.
Okay.
For thou shalt bring the children of Israel into the land which I swear unto them, and I will be with thee.
Okay.
And it came to pass.
Because that's it?
Yeah, console. Yeah.
Okay, where in there does it say it though?
No, this person was saying that the song that Moses taught Israel, that they were Israel and they would never forget it. And they were saying since we're just
the song that Moses taught them was, say it again.
He was saying his argument was the song that Moses taught them in this verse.
Mm-hmm.
The children of Israel would never forget it. So if we're just learning,
okay, but where does it say that? That's where okay, I expect you to find it, and that's where you'll have to put it back on them.
Okay.
You get the point? Like, okay, he's saying they will never forget it. Where does it say that? You get the point? That's the first thing. Second thing is, what's his point of saying we will never forget it? Like, what was the point he was making because of that?
He was saying basically because we call ourselves, niggas and Jamaicans and Puerto Ricans and all that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not calling ourselves by, Issachar and Judah and Benjamin. He's saying.
But what that had to do with the song, though?
He's saying because if we knew the song, we would know not to call ourselves that.
So what's the song? Just like, hold on. Is the song saying Judah? Whoa, like Puerto Rico? Like, is it saying Judah, Benjamin, Levi, hip. Is it saying something about us being 12 tribes? Like that's what you want to do is just stay right there with them. Don't most people who come to challenge you, brother, really just want to talk to you because they see you on a video or the ISUPK. So it's like it's like kids, like see kids see the ice cream and they see somebody. It's like that. It's literally like them purple sodomites are. I'm telling you, they was the biggest fans of UPK, brother. They got so mad. They on tape. They like to call us purple bitches, right? Purple bitches. They say we cowards. How you know that? Because they're fans, brother. They're fans of you. So really, you find they're excited. They just really want to talk to you. They're passive aggressive. So this is the best way they could tell you, man, I watch your shit. You the bomb. I wish I could be like you. So it's like, see, if you knew this song, we wouldn't have to talk about Israel. You want to try to teach you something. Well, brother, what's the song? What's the lyrics? What's the lyrics of this song that, Well, I don't know the song right now. Well, listen, brother, as soon as you find that song, let me know, because shit, I make beats, I make some beats. I got some fire-ass beat for that song if you only know what the song is. But he don't even know what the song is. And I guarantee you, if you hear the song, it ain't got shit to do with remembering no name, Mark. I guarantee you that. You get his point? Go ahead.
So knowing IUIC, the song he talking about is We the 12.
Listen, all the bully, the Big Frida bully song that he said he wrote right after bullying an old man. Who that old man probably would have dropped here 15, 20 years ago. Before all this camera shit, niggas was getting chin checked because there was no evidence. Yahanna, he fell. He hit his chin on the wrist. I tried to catch him. They say you swung. No, I tried to catch him. I try to catch him. But no, with all this camera shit, that's what's going on. With old big old Barney ass Negro, he's writing songs. None of them is that thing. So it's with somebody like that, don't be quick to give them your answer. Let them prove whatever they coming with, whatever they want to say, whatever they're coming with. And then, of course, if it's there, you could show them right there where the error is. They're wrong 99% of the time. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you were saying, back in the day, people would get chin checked. Just like it was that brother, he was just like, tell your man to turn the camera off.
I mean, you hear it all the time. You hear it all the time. But for sure, it's, with people who they're saying these things is really unfounded. Most everything people hear or people say is stuff they overhear some preacher saying, or some Sunday school, something that they read from an NIV version or some new version that this is the language it's in. So how you internalize it is that. Anybody ever heard the saying, the voice of the people is the voice of God? Where the hell is that in the Bible?
Right.
But I've heard that from the voice of the people is the voice of God, So if the people are angry, it means God angry. And when I was young, I used to be like, damn, they protesting. The Lord wants that. Where's that in the Bible?
Right.
That's not in the Bible. Right. Because, of course, the Tower of Babel, those people had one voice.
Right.
And that wasn't the Lord's voice.
Right.
And the Lord gave them multiple voices and dispersed them into what? Several different nations. Right. If the Lord sent Christ for all the nations, why he confound the language before?
Right.
If for those who think salvation is for everybody, it's definitely not for everybody.
Right.
You get the point? You understand what I'm saying, Bakwash?
Okay.
Right? That's where you would that's where I would go with it with them. You wanna definitely have them prove what they say. Yeah, please. You definitely have them prove what they're saying, what they're trying to bring out, what it is that they want to say, and then see if it says what they say. Read the parts again with the song one more time from there.
Deuteronomy 31:21, and it came to pass when many evils and troubles are befallen them, that this song shall testify against them that them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed, For I know their imagination, which they go about even now, before I have brought them into the land which I swear.
Oh, okay. So the song was supposed to testify them against them. And the Lord saying, I know their imagination. So what could this song be about? Right? The Lord say, because I brought them out of the land of Egypt, and before I let them go into the other land, this song is going to remind them and testify against them and be a reminder to them, lest they forget. If anybody know anything about what happened coming out of Egypt, what happened?
He destroyed Egypt.
He destroyed Egypt. Then what happened right after? Go ahead.
He freed them.
He freed Israel. And then what happened after?
We wanted to go back and made a false god, calf.
We started missing Egypt and the leeks and the sweet onions and the flesh pots. And we started charging Moses and charging the Lord and saying, y'all brought us out here to die. That's like the Lord, you pissed Moses off, pissed the Lord off. And so Moses is going to write this song that same very day to witness against you. To witness against you, to remind you of who the hell you are. You get the point? Of what he did specifically, because that's what he said. It's to witness against you and your imagination, because you trying to go back and be Egyptian. And, you know, that ain't what it is. Right. So now for him to say, if we knew that song, we would know what? Remember which tribes we are. You need to know the Bible for that. You need to, and that's not just know the Bible. You need to come into the UPK for that. You gotta get that breakdown. You gotta get that understanding. Like a Negro always looking for some pill, some ibuprofen to get spiritual. Right. Like that's what he wants. So now this song, if you could sing this, you'll magically change. It's ridiculous. Right. You get the point? Any more on the song at all? Right. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. Go ahead.
And just my experience was just growing up in the church, this is such a Christian mentality that is really just disgusting and counterproductive. The Christian church really believed that, okay, the better you can sing and the words in those songs is God. It's like, we would just sit and watch. It's like, the better somebody can sing, it's like, oh, that's, you know, God is with them. You know what I'm saying? That the Lord gonna hear that song. And it's like, you know, everything is surrounded around the entertainment and singing and dancing, when it's like, that's just not the God of the Bible.
Exactly.
You said, like, you got to come follow orders from the men the Lord told you to follow.
You had to come and follow the most dominant person on that day. No matter which school you're in. Right. There's somebody who, as you walk in, there's somebody who has absolute dominance over this area. Right. You have to just come in here and listen to what they say, write down the notes, and do what the hell it is. That's right. You go to the Passover, there's somebody who dominates the whole thing. Right. You go to a cookout, there's somebody who dominates the whole thing. Right. You go to some baby shower or whatever, there's somebody who dominating everything, and that's how you learn. Right. You learn by following who's in charge. Right. You learn by following, staying plugged into that power. Right. But the song and the dance, you really just want something to make you feel good about yourself. Right. You want soothing. Give me prophesy unto smooth things.
Isaiah 30 and 10.
Go ahead and read it out for time's sake.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 10, which say to the seers, so like verse 9, that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things.
Hold on, read up a little bit more.
Verse 7, Isaiah chapter 30, verse 7, for the Egyptians shall help in vain, and to no purpose. Therefore have I cried concerning this. Their strength is to sit still. Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever.
Right.
That this is a rebellious people.
Right.
lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
Right? This is who we are. Rebellious, lying children, children who would not hear the voice of the Lord. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Would say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things. Prophesy deceits.
Right? That's why it is now everybody wants that song.
Yep.
Everybody wants that song because it's, it's smooth. This is smooth things. It's not too, it's not too difficult. It's not too rough. Everybody could, vibe to it. It doesn't require you to change, which is what you need to grow.
Right.
You need to grow. You need change to grow. You need it to be difficult in order for you to grow. But most people don't want that. Most people don't like that. They don't give a damn about it. You get the point? Any more?
That's it, sir.
All right. They want smooth things. They said, prophesy unto us smooth things. All right.
Right.
Bear with me one. All right. Any go ahead.
So that would be like the Christian church today. How people listen to the Christian church. They don't care whether it's the truth or the lie. They just want it to be smooth.
They want it to be smooth. They want something that is not going to require any sort of sacrifice or any change from them. You understand?
Right.
They don't want that thing that requires you to now give up what makes you feel good and turn to something that does not feel that great. They like most of our people, and it's just most everybody. Everybody likes that thing that makes you feel good. Like you would frequent somewhere where somebody praises you all day long.
Yeah.
Somebody praises you all day long and doesn't tell you really just how unclean you are. You'd frequent that place. You get the point? You'd frequent that place and you wouldn't go nowhere else. But that place that tells you, hey, something ain't right here, handle this, change that. We are in this time, we are, taught to despise something like that. Right? Go ahead, Al.
I was going to also add and say that's where that come as you are also comes from. Because that's something that the wicked want to hear. They can continue doing their wickedness when they hear I can come as I are. God loves them.
Exactly. You get the point? They want that, feeling of where I am now is absolutely fine and perfect. And, I don't need this thing here you're trying to feed me. You get the point? But the UPK is built differently. The UPK is made to weed out that type of mindset. It's made in a way to get rid of that comfort level, that comfort zone that you may have. You get the point? That comfort zone that you may have is absolutely detrimental to you, to your health, to your spirit, to who you are. And this is this is not a place that you get to just stay comfortable. You're constantly going to be worked on and scrutinized and checked and worked on and scrutinized and checked and sharpened up and measuring up. And it's always going to be like that. This is not a house that, first off, this is not a house that's already built. We're building something. So if we're building something, this is not the place where you could just be. You're going to have to be all you're doing. You're working, you're in it. And as you're working, you're getting watched. And it's going to be, we'll straighten up this. This ain't straight. That ain't straight. That's wrong. Do that shit over. Go do it again. Go report that back. Didn't I tell you do this before? That's how you get better. And that's what makes you, into something supernatural. That's what makes you into something that is astonishing to the world. Without that, you'll be absolutely regular and normal and like everybody else. You'll be one of them unity camps. You'll be just like that. You'll be just like one of those unity camps. And that's just that. You get the point? Go ahead.
That's just like a construction site. It's constant corrections going on.
Exactly.
You can't just build and then, bam, you got the building. It can fall apart.
Exactly. That's why I use that example, because there's constant corrections going on with that thing. There's corrections that's going to be made that ain't necessarily a personal fault with you. This is just, we had to make a change. We had to pivot. You had to pivot like you're in a boxing match where you had to, this is the plan here, but no, you had to pivot. You had to fall back on that shit. It's the same thing, but it's still a correction that had to be made. It still had to be, you now have to get told this here, what you was doing, you should have did it this way. So then all that, this measure of what you was doing before is now incorrect. So now you had to correct it and come back this way. Some people can't take that. Some people can't handle that shit. Some people take that shit personal. Correction is absolute love. Give me the scripture I want. It is absolute love. Go ahead.
So when you're ready, there's a question.
Okay. Go. Let me hear it.
Concept. It's a dude ain't tripping no more. He said, my brother that's been listening with me calling me a devil because I have one son by a black woman, one son, the second one by white, the third one by Asian, fourth by a Jamaican, and 5 and 6 by black. How am I a devil?
He might be calling you that because you might be not telling the truth. That's all I'm saying. Either that or you part of the Wu-Tang. You you make your way around the ice cream shop, brother. You know what I mean? Say it again. Say the question one more time. So, like, anybody find what I want? That's what I want. Go ahead. Go ahead, Arwadi.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 7. If ye endure chastising,
read 6. Mm-hmm. No sweat. It's that same chapter, but verse 6.
Hebrews chapter 7, verse 6.
Arwadi, hold for me Proverbs 3 and 12 too. Go ahead.
But he whose decent is not counted from them,
Hebrews 12 and 6.
I got you, sir.
Go ahead, please.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chastiseth.
He chasteneth.
Chasteneth.
Right? Who the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, meaning correct. Right. And that correction always comes with some checking, punishment. Right? He check you. Who the Lord love, he'll check. Go ahead.
And scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
And scourge it, meaning beat. Every son who he receives, you're going to get beat. You're not going to come in here and this turn into, old Candyland, bed of roses. Right. This is not that place. This is the place you come in here and you get put through the fire. Right. You get sack of war. That's what sack of war name mean. Right. In the furnace. He'll tell you straight up. He was in the furnace, boy. Right. He was fully in the furnace. Right? That's what happens because you get love. That's what love is. You know how much them fake Israelites done come in here before and it's like go right out and make some tape and be like, man, I went to their classes and ain't no love in there. Ain't no love. I couldn't feel the love because you're a wicked son. Right. You're a wicked son. That's why you couldn't feel the love because you was getting checked. Right. And you don't want to be checked. So of course that's not love. Well, go wherever they love you then. Go wherever they love you, wherever you feeling it. Right. Go get it. Go feel over there. Go feel it. Go feel it over there. And yeah, I'll stay right here and get checked. I'll stay right here and get checked, brother. I'll stay absolutely right here and get you. You wrong for that shit out. Jacques, I watched that tape, man. You wrong for that shit out. That right there. Yeah, you shouldn't have checked that brother that hard, Jacques. The next time, don't do it like that. Give me a call. I'll stay right here and get my check-ins, brother. That's right. Go there and get checked all the way, all the way. Right. You check Passover there, the day before Passover, the day after Passover. But you talking about you ain't feeling love. All right, nigga. Shit. Go ahead. Who are the other?
I was going to say, you got to sign an NDA for that.
Yeah, you want to go where you could sign the NDA. Right. You know what I mean? Where you could feel it. And you ain't going to disclose what the hell you was feeling. Right. You get up and walk like Nate. Bang, bang, bang. Right? Give me Proverbs 3 and 12.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 12. Mm-hmm. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth. Mm-hmm. Even as a father, the son in whom he delighteth.
Read it one more time.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 12. For whom the Lord loveth, he corrected.
Right, who the Lord loveth, he corrected. Go ahead.
Even as a father, the son in whom he delighted.
Right, even like a father, there he has a son who he delights in. Like in today's society, you have a child who you delight in, or somebody you mentor and you delight in them. You would find most parents or adults in authority not wanting to chastise the child or the young person because I don't want to do too much and I don't want to do this. You have this whole fragile ass approach. Mm-hmm. And what happens around when that child get around 13, 14, 15? What happens? With shit. Today it might be younger. It might be 9 and 10. What happens?
They just taking control. They're running over
the child, because you can't, you didn't discipline them because you didn't love them, right? Now they don't love you, right? Since love is about feeling, you was concerned about the feelings, your feelings, and not disciplining them. Now they don't give a damn about your feelings and whatever, right? But the right way, if you have a child that you love, correcting that child is love, not the feeling. The correction is love, straightening them up, explaining to them how things are, telling them how to talk, telling them what to say and what not to say, telling them the company they should keep. If them parents, them 42, so that's what, 84? 84 adults failed in 2 Kings. And that's why them she-bears got a meal that night. Right. Because 84 adults did not love 42 damn bastards. Right. 42 old big-headed, dumb Christian worshiping, Christmas worshiping, Muslim worshiping bastards. Them bears ate. They fed sumptuously that night because you could not love your child. That's why. And that's why we can't come together, because I love my children. And I know these brothers in here and these sisters in here love their children. Right. Love them all the way. And our children are happier than yours, more lively than yours, smarter than yours, more socially aware. Yeah, everybody in here, raise your hand in here if you go in school for some child and the teacher is saying, well, this person is so well adjusted and they're so happy and this, that, the other. Have you ever heard that at all from your children? Exactly. Not like the other ones. Right. Who got to, get, put on some kind of pill somewhere because they're depressed at 4. You get the point? Because you know why they're depressed? Because you erect a giant Christmas tree and made it a big deal to get presents. And one day they wanted that little toy gun or that G.I. Joe, and you got them the $2 shit from the dollar store and crushed their heart. And they're depressed now at 4 or 5. You don't understand. You loving your kids into destruction. Right. This love here is the correction your children need. Go ahead.
I was going to say, back in the 90s growing up, I remember our parents used to stressing us how important education was. They used to beat us, even the teachers. You do something wrong, they'll pop you with the ruler.
Yeah, you gotta stick your hand out. Right. You gotta watch that thing coming down.
That's how I know the teachers really loved us, but nowadays they don't have that.
Them teachers didn't love nobody, Salaki. Them teachers didn't love nobody. I'll tell the confession good for the soul. My both parents was goddamn teachers, brother. They didn't love not a goddamn soul. They love to beat ass though. They love to whoop your ass for every goddamn thing. But I get what you're saying. The correction element is missing right now. It's absolutely missing in society, and that's what's happening. Like, instead of asking why the Lord is so mean to them children, ask what did them children do to anger the Lord. Right. And that's your problem. You don't want to follow the person who's in charge. You want to unify. Once you follow the person who's in charge, you get to realize there's a power structure. There's a hierarchy. And if hell is coming down, now you got to ask yourself, why is it coming down? Just like Abner. Abner realized we losing. The army getting smaller. David ain't taking no L's. And then this king here, Saul never accused me of no dumb shit like that. And then his son now, and this is not even the son who would have been king. The son who would have been king died, which was Jonathan. Right. This other son, and I believe we could go read it, this other son, I think, stole the crown from somebody else who was supposed to be king. I think he wanted to marry the girl to show that he was, he was in charge, he accused Abner of it. You get the point? Like that's really where you're at. Abner watched that and realized something's coming down here and somebody is pushing it down. Somebody is raining judgment down. Let me find out what's wrong. And what was wrong was I'm fighting on the wrong side. Right. That would help a lot of people if you realize you're fighting on the wrong side. For the longest while, you all love polite this, polite that. Just pull up the video if you could of the whole sentence. It's on Tazariak page. Right? You all love polite this, polite that. He helped the community, blah, blah, blah. You had a young Pharaoh coming out. You had the Arm and Ra squad. You all looked up like damn, Avengers. You all looked up like the whole Avengers team. And in comes Captain Thanos. In comes Thanos. And wipe you all out. Now, what's going on with polite? He didn't want the correction. Tazariak tried to correct him, rejected it. Then he went onto Hollywood polite, and the conscious community tried to correct him. How could you turn your back on black people? This, that, the other. Remember that? How it was white people and this, that, the other. There's a whole tape of him saying, the police is made for niggers, and niggas is who robbed me, and the police is. There's a whole tape of him saying that with the little Fez hat on. And now he's at the mercy of the police because, of course, he didn't want to accept correction. So now he has to get corrected. Like there's a place where you're going to obey somebody. You don't want to obey who the Lord put in charge. You could go somewhere where they tell you what time to bathe, how long to bathe. They tell you when to squat, when to get back up, when to stop coughing, when to lights out, when to wake up, when to eat, when to see whoever. And you're going to obey them. And if you don't want to obey them, you're going to obey that pine box. You're going to sit down in there and you're not going to be able to get up even if you want to. With all your might, you're going to obey somebody sometime in your life. Why not go and see who the Lord is and obey who he is? You get the point? You had the video? You able to play it through there? Hold on. Maybe I could probably play it through here real quick for you. If it's Go ahead,
For years, Brother Polite, he took teaching classes on how to represent yourself in court, no matter what charge you have. And then he get this, this charge, and then he confided,
he pleading.
Right.
He pleading. That's what he's doing. He get that situation there, and he had to plead. I think just whatever is connected to it. I just try to connect to that speaker, right?
You will connect your laptop to the speaker, sir?
Yeah, I think I did it before.
Yeah.
I think on Saturday, right?
Yeah,
just check and see if it's Okay, could I do it now?
Yeah, sir.
Let's see if it connects. Will it make a sound when I connect?
Yep,
Okay. Is it the HK?
No, the JBL Flip 4.
What the hell is HK on it?
That was the bigger one.
Okay, I think I probably wasn't getting on to this one. Hold on. JBL Flip, right?
Sir.
Okay. Oh, that's it?
Yep,
That nigga played the chords there, boy. That nigga said do-do-do. All right. Wait, how was it coming through there?
Council, state your name for the record.
Let's
On page 13 of your Honor's calendar, Michael Noah.
APE stands for what? In Florida.
Page 13. Council, state your name for the record.
David Harris on behalf of
Looks-
the Michael.
Thank you. And I believe there may have
told
been
you, Yates.
a
Just
couple of people on Zoom. I don't know what the relationship was on the case. Okay, yes, ma'am. State.
Your Honor, I believe at this time, we'll be asking for a joint continuance, but to set this case briefly, either sometime within the next 2 weeks. We have come to a plea agreement. I've sent over a written plea agreement to defense counsel. Just so that Your Honor is aware, what we wish to happen is for the defendant to enter into the plea within the next 2 weeks, but we are going to suspend the sentence. The state is asking 60 days. I know the defense is going to make its own request, but we're asking 60 days so that then the defendant can surrender, because this will require incarceration.
I don't know if this will echo. Mike?
You good now, sir?
Okay, no sweat. Charge number 1. L&L, molestation child, 12 to 16, felony. Charge number 2, L&L. I don't know what L&L is. I guess that's 2 L's. He had a hold. Molestation, second count, child, 12 to 16, felony. 3, L&L, conduct, child under the age of 16, felony. So you're conducting yourself bad. 4, L&L, exhibiting something to someone between 16 and 18, felony. Contributing to delinquency in a minor, misdemeanor.
Oh, it's like lewd and lascivious.
Woo! Say that again.
Lewd and lascivious.
This is big lawyer words are. Lewd and lascivious. Like, okay. And this was the one who was, talking about all the wives and all these wives he had, and these grown women and this and that. And, damn, 16? Wasn't he, the one who went up to GMS and be like, how you gonna let him have sex with your daughter? We the hate group though.
Right.
The Bible, he shoots up the Bible and all kind of shit. He was getting real riggedy raw. You shut up the Bible and yes, it's facts. Right. And doing all what you gonna tell them niggas though in jail? We're gonna tell them when they start to read, them niggas in jail, they in there, they got time to read. Right. They'll go in that law library and look up the real definition of lewd and lascivious. Right. Damn. Go ahead.
I was gonna say GMS was teaching for like smooth things.
He was teaching them smooth things, brother. I mean, that's rough. Right. That's a rough one. I don't even know if go ahead.
That's like I said, and just to touch bases back on what you were saying in the class, like it's Israelite, it's like the spirit of Israelite, where it's like you can't put nothing on me that I didn't do. Like if I was sitting in jail, falsely accused of molesting or falsely accused of anything, I'm not taking no goddamn plea deal. I'll sit here. That's just that might just be me personally, but once again, I know a lot of brothers who are in prison because of that, because they're holding on to the moral integrity that they know I didn't do this. And so I'll never get out of jail and take a plea deal for less than sentence because I didn't do it, and you're not gonna put that on me. This nigga took a plea deal because he was guilty.
Listen, he's guilty, and I'm gonna give you something that's worse than being guilty. When the God you choose to serve can't deliver you. That's a worse place than being guilty. You know why? Because you could not be guilty. And that rock failed you.
Right.
That pyramid failed you.
Right.
That white Jesus failed you.
Right.
You get the point? But the God he was fighting against could have delivered you from this shit. He could have made, if he is innocent, he could have made that child recant. Right. You get the point? He could have made that child come and confess and recant. Like you see that tape with The broad who used to be on Oprah, the one who solved people's family problems, sister, I forget her name. That one, where she's sitting with the brother and his wife and the 3 daughters. And the brother was in jail for about 20 years over a molestation charge. And the sister said, Mommy made me say it. And the brother died, he couldn't contain himself. And the one, I don't know how he just didn't just go back to jail after that shit. Don't come see me. Don't come see me. That's it. It's done. It's done. I ain't do it. I ain't taking no plead. But on the way out, I'll talk to them girls. But you, nah. You get the point? Like it could happen like that. But that, I mean, come on. Let's see what happened now. I want to see where all them A-listers and them, you know, all his white friends. Remember, he was posting them pictures with the funny color car, then the funny color car, the spider car. The white girls is there, and he there with Mayweather, and he over there with this basketballer, and he, you know, the facts, and he, you know, flying around jet setting. And he said the black community can't help me because it's these white people helping me. Well, these white people are helping you to jail right now. Go ahead.
Busta Rhymes hugged him like 20 times. Yeah, beloved.
Oh, beloved? Yeah, he got the beloved. Well, I want to. Where's the beloved support now?
Right. So like I would say, he had these people so much, he even was exposed. A sister had exposed him because he scammed her out of money.
I mean, that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough. He could have did that. The Christians do it all the time, and just like a Christian preacher, he's there with doing what they usually do. Listen, the scripture say don't suffer as a criminal, brother. Go ahead. We done.
Like with Busta Rhymes, he had on with Officer Kazak got on. The headgear, you know, in the fashion.
Like a UPK headgear?
Versace though. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. A Versace headgear like UPK shit. Man, if you all don't get fly like these niggas in here, brother, because I'm telling you, you know, hunger is coming to this place, and we're gonna be the only thing looking healthy. I'm telling you straight up. Like this is where you had to come and, you know, seek dominance. Don't seek unity. Last one, go ahead.
It's like about maybe give a hand to the Lord for when that day when you destroyed that pastor. We ain't heard from him since.
Oh, that was the Lord, brother. That was the Lord for sure. That was the Lord, absolutely. You know what I mean? And that's it. We good with that? Bakwash, did the brother ever come back with that question? What did he say?
Yeah, kind of, sir. Actually, he's back on.
Okay, he said he has multiple children with different women. He has multiple children with different women, and his brother is calling him a devil because he has more than one woman, or because he has kids with heathens.
I believe it's kids with heathens.
Okay, your brother might, if this is true, if you have, you know, kids with all these different types of women, I don't know. If you have kids with all these different types of women, what you might find is your brother is a little bit on this side. All right, he's a little bit on this side, and you having, you know, all that nasty sex, you know, with all kind of women and making kids, you know, children. To him, that's disgusting, right? To him, that's unclean. And what you might really find is your brother, he you know, I know it's like hating somebody for having Jordans, right, or having cars, or having something, you know, you all them baseball hats. Why you always wearing them hats, man? Or you got like 10 watches. God damn, this nigga on these watches. He have a problem with you having a ton of sex, if that's the case. No, I'm not saying you're right or wrong for doing it. You asked me why your brother saying you a devil, because it's Pride Month. Do with that what you may. With that, pass the class over to priest and officer Kagama.
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. New rules for brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers. chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew, and it pronounced ma'aisha. 10% of every penny or any increase the Lord gives you, get to the treasury department of teaching. Priest fund, funeral offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. The Holy Convocation, which is the Day of Atonement.
No.
Oh, that's not Feast of Tabernacle?
Yep.
The Feast of Tabernacle. 15th day of the 7th month for 8 days. Friday, 29th September, Saturday, 7th October, 2023. You can find us in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 34 through 44. Remind Akim and Akwathian to check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headbands, or scarf. And with that, I say Imagine, which means to stand. But if Israel, we'll give one courtesy salute to the teacher. The men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, I imagine, Barak,
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahanna, Psalm, which means to turn. Sisters, you may stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, I imagine, Barak,
Yahweh Shema Alatham Shem Yahweh.
Yahanna, class dismissed.